Hello, it's 9:30, and welcome to the weather update on the 28th, Friday the 28th. Before we deal with this pretty big, significant storm that we have, and you can see it's developing. Looking at the weather map right here, you can see we're seeing the weaker low transfer its energy to the coastal low, and we're going to start. And we're already seeing snow in our area. We had a little light snow earlier. Now we're getting into steady snow already. Which is earlier than I was expecting. We thought it was going to be a little more around midnight, so the storm is moving faster. This is your current radar. There's your coastal storm right there, developing over the waters already. So it is running ahead of schedule. The storm is running ahead of schedule. There's your storm right there, and it is going to be moving northeastward, right offshore, right past that 4070 benchmark they like to call it, which is a important place for coastal lows to go to give us a decent amount of snow. So you can see already the heavy snow band. You already have a heavy band already stretching from Millville down through Delaware. The rest of it's fairly light to occasionally moderate, and this low is just starting to get going. And they're actually sending hurricane hunters into this low. Here's another look at it right here on the satellite, and you can see a classic coastal low development. Let's pull this out a little more so we can get a better look at it. Here, let's go to the U.S. Atlantic coast, so we get the whole coastal view here. Yeah, that's a much better look at it. So you can see there is your storm getting going. Let's make this loop a little longer. Let's make it a 60-hour loop. So here is the 60-hour loop, and you can see already, the low right there starting to get going, and it's got that classic coastal low look right there. So let's look at the latest from the National Weather Service with the briefings and stuff now. They did have no blizzard warning for Nassau County. I don't know why. We should have a blizzard warning because the conditions will be with the winds, the dry and the blowing snow, and the temperatures would get us there. But Suffolk County has a blizzard warning. Nassau County does not. I think Nassau County should have a blizzard warning because there is a blizzard warning in effect for the Jersey Shore areas. All right. So I don't know why Nassau County was not included in that. But we're going to go over the briefing first, and then we'll go over the models. So major storm here, blizzard warnings for Suffolk County, and we have winter storm warnings in effect. So the 1 to 3 inch an hour likely rates, that's for eastern Long Island and southeastern Connecticut. For us, for Nassau County, where's Nassau County here? All right, they say they left out much of Nassau County. Nassau County's been left out of this, but this is what we would have. Snowfall rates up to 1 inch an hour likely. Difficult travel. That's the 6 to 12 for NYC. Strong winds that we have, that is 30 to 40 mile an hour with gusts to 60 miles an hour, and numerous tree limbs and down trees. Power outages possible. Coastal areas and peak winds Saturday morning into Saturday evening. Coastal impacts as well, and marine impacts as well. So these are the announced in the eastern of Long Island, 12 to 18, locally possibly 2 feet, 1 to 3 inches possible. Again, this is the Weather Service forecast. All right. I'm going to draw up my map with you, so we'll actually draw it up while we're doing this weather update. So NYC, northeastern New Jersey, southwestern Connecticut. So 6 to 12 inches possible, 1 inch possible, and Orange County less on that. This is their snowfall map here that they have for our area. So this is where the 1 inch an hour snowfall rate is, and this is where the really heavy stuff's going to be over Suffolk County. And this is the high end amount and the low end amount. Strong to damaging winds, that's going to be mostly over the eastern half of Suffolk County and the shore areas. Coastal flooding could be possible as well. So this is the briefing here, and there could be some scattered power outages. I don't expect widespread power outages because the snow is pretty powdery in nature. It won't be heavy and wet, but still there could be some, and that impact would be mostly over toward the east, where the stronger winds are. So let's go look at the models now. This is the HRRR, the latest HRRR model that we have, and this is the low pressure center here. This is as of midnight, and you can see the darker ish bands seem to go over Suffolk County, and this is going to get going by the morning. So we're going to already see the snow by the morning. So I do not know why the railroad right now, they say they're not, they're shutting down service at 8. They should be shutting down service, they should be shutting it down for the entire day, because it's going to be bad in the morning. So if we look at the rail, at the latest service statement from the railroad here, let's see. All right, let's see. It doesn't. Why is it not giving us a link to the actual thing here? Well, I guess we got to go to the Twitter thing, which is always a pain, and I hate using it because. But let's see. Tomorrow, they say they're suspending service at 8 a.m. So I think it should be suspended before then. Personally, they should be shutting down after midnight tonight. That's what I think they should be doing, because the storm is moving faster than we originally thought. All right, and that means the conditions by the morning, by sunrise, we're already going to be dealing with impassable roads and snow-covered tracks, and all that kind of stuff. When you look at these models here, this is 12Z, this is 7 in the morning, and it's already snowing at a pretty good clip here on this HRRR model, you could see. And that snow is going to continue at a good, steady pace, probably until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then it's going to start getting a little lighter, and then by later in the afternoon, after 4 or 5 o'clock, it should start eventually ending, but it's going to linger a little more over Suffolk County versus Nassau. All right, this is your very deep low here. And once it gets over that, here's 40, and here's 70. So it's right around that benchmark right there, 40-70. And that's what they call it. It's really going to, remember, it's got plenty of warm water to work with, so it's going to have plenty of energy, and it's going to really explode and deepen and be a very deep low as it moves out. And, I mean, everybody's going to get in onto this heavy snow. All right? So when we look at the total snowfall, and this is the issue with this is assuming a 10-to-1 ratio. Now, we know that the ratios are going to be higher than that. All right? We know that the ratios are going to be higher than that. So we have to kind of consider that in all of this as well. So it's showing a foot plus. So most of Suffolk County. Nassau is 8 to 12 inches, and then you start seeing this a foot plus sort of extend a little bit right into the shore areas of Jersey. You go inland, it drops off. The city would see around 6 to 8 inches according to this, but again, I don't think it's counting the ratio. I think they may have to go a little higher on this, looking at the ratio numbers that we're going to have here. All right, now that's just one model. That is the HRRR at 0Z. So now let's go back to another model here, and this is going to be, well, actually, let's keep the HRRR. Well, no, I'll use another model for the wind. So let's go to the NAM 12. All right, this is the NAM 12 at 0Z. This is the 0Z NAM 12. So you can see here, snow has started already. Here's your coastal low, and you can see some really heavy snows. The heaviest snows seem to stay, now according to the NAM, the heaviest snows seem to stay out east, and we just see the moderate snow over Long Island. But again, that fluff factor and the duration of the storm, even though it's not crawling, it's not moving, it's not in a huge hurry to get out of here either, and it's a big storm. So you can see how deep it is. So that also will add to the total. So let's go and take a look at what the total snowfall forecast is with the NAM, and you can see, I think it's got a little bit of a foot just over central Suffolk, and then it has less over New Jersey. It seems like it has dialed back the snowfall amounts a little bit here on this 12-kilometer NAM because it's tracking a little more east. All right. So yeah, that's another factor that we have to factor in when we make the forecast as to what's going to happen here. So let's go to the let's go look at the winds now. All right. The other thing also to factor in is liquid equivalent. So if we look at total accumulated precip, this is the liquid equivalent that would fall. This is the NAM's thought on the liquid equivalent. Let's go back to the HRRR model, and it's a lot different now. So the HRRR obviously has a lot liquid, a similar amount of liquid actually, but so around, if you're going to an inch to an inch and a half liquid equivalent. And then you got to put that into the snow, and again, that fluff factor, the fact that it's going to be a dry, powdery snow. All right, so let's go back to the NAM 12, and I want to look at the winds. That'll be the next thing that we're looking at now. And I know, why don't you use the NAM 3, because it's a little too of a tight. It's a little too choppy, if you know what I mean. I guess that's the best way I could put it. So as far as the winds go, we're going to have strong winds, but the strongest winds would wind up staying over the east end according to the NAM. All right. There's that really tight, wrapped up low there. It's really going to explode when it goes by Cape Cod. I still think Cape Cod is going to get the brunt of this. I really do. I really think Cape Cod is going to get the brunt of this. Oh, I wanted to show you. That's right. I almost forgot. We jumped right into it, and I wanted to show you what the weather was like today. So there's just some pictures. Gray, cloudy day, a little light snow. You can see this is Mill Pond in Wantaw, and you can see a lot of ice. There's still some open water. I think that's going to be gone by tomorrow night. And this is the waterfall there. And then tonight, this is what we have here by Roosevelt Field. And you could see the snow starting to stick already. I almost forgot to show you that. I wanted to make sure to show you that, but I was already jumped right into the models here. So this is your low here, wrapped up low there in the Gulf of Maine. Very tight, a very strong deep system. And that is going to cause a lot of the other concern, of course, would be the waves. Now, that north wind will help, I think, mitigate any coastal flooding as far as on the south shore, but the north shore and the east end, especially the Peconic Bay side of the South Fork, may be getting some bad flooding. So if we look at, do we have I don't think this gives us the flood. No, it doesn't do that. But that's the NAM, all right? So we get an idea of what we have with the NAM. Now let me go back to the precip here, and we will go and look at the next model here, which is the GFS. Obviously, it's a lower resolution model, the GFS, but this is the GFS at 18Z, and again, it's showing that heavy snow literally just offshore. So we miss out on that really heavy snow. The Cape gets into it, but we miss out on it according to these models, all right? That seems to be the trend lately, is that we seem to miss out on that heavy snow. And where that heavy snow falls, that whiteout conditions, we may not get into those whiteout conditions. So total snowfall, this is the GFS, and you can see it looks like it's got a 12 over Seaside, but again, as you go inland, it gets less, and then it has like the pinkish colors over Nassau. It's a very low resolution model. If we want to go to a higher resolution model, then we have to go the FV3, which I think is a version of the GFS. So this is the FV3 here. And you can see that it has the foot plus over Suffolk and over New Jersey less. So let's go look at the simulation on this. So again, you can see this is a little more high resolution. So don't get misled by this is actually the 0Z run. Okay, so this is the latest run. The old run was that old run was that was the regular GFS, but this is, and you can see that banding. So we start off with the banding already. And this is what I mean with some of the heavier snows. Here we are at 7 in the morning. We've got heavy snow over a good part of Long Island, particularly Suffolk County. And those bands are going to be over us until around, I would say, especially Suffolk County, until around noon. And then they move on out. But you still see a little lingering snow there. All right. So this is your low right here. Your very deep low. All right. That you have. And again, the strong winds. All right, let's go look at the winds with this particular run here. So you get to see what happens here with the winds. And that's just a really deep low. It has all the ingredients it needs to be a pretty big storm. So let's go to the next model. We're trying to go through all the models here, every single one of them. Let's go to the RGEM next. All right, because you need all the models. But it seems like there's an agreement now, so it's helping. It's not quite as off the wall the past couple of days. There's an agreement, a general agreement, and I think the more east you are, the more snow you're going to get. That's what it's looking like. This is the RGEM here. All right, there's your intense low right there. And if we look at the total snowfall on this is assuming a 10-to-1. It's kind of dialed it back a little bit now. It has doesn't even have a foot over Suffolk County. But again, this is assuming 10-to-1. I think it's going to be a bigger ratio than that because it's going to be a fluffier snow. So that's the RGEM, all right, which is generally another version of the Canadian. Let's go to the Icon next. This is the Icon, also looking a lot like the Canadian. So let's go to this. So you can see that heavier snow, and it's going to be in that morning hour after sunrise is when that heaviest snow is going to come down, I think. especially over Suffolk County. That's when you're going to have your heavier snow. And that snow is going to linger until a little later and then it's going to stop. It's going to taper off probably right after 5 o'clock or so, Nassau County, and then a little light snow might linger over Suffolk until like around 9 or 10 o'clock. All right. So you're getting an idea of what we're going to be in for. All right. There's one other model we could look at here, and that's the HDRPS. This is the 18Z run that we can also look at. But you're generally getting an idea to some kind of an agreement as to where these heavy bands could set up. All right. And this is the HDRPS. So let's take a look and see what the total snowfall on this one is. And you can see, again, that heavier amount. I think the South Shore might actually wind up getting more snow, the South Shore of Suffolk, than the North Shore at this rate with these kind of setups. At least that's what it's looking like right now. So now that we've kind of talked about the snow, let's talk about the temperatures because they are dropping, and I guess we'll go to the HRRR for that one. So let's go to the 0Z HRRR, and we'll look at the temperatures here. All right, so the temperatures are going to drop. Now, this is going to be a cold. This is the other thing is it's going to be cold. We're only going to be in the well, now has us a little warmer in the mid-20s, but we're only going to be in like the 20s. So it's going to be cold snow, especially the further north and west you are, and then temperatures drop into the teens, and it's going to be real frigid tomorrow night. Look at this. So that is temperatures possibly dropping to around 0. By Sunday morning. It's going to be absolutely frigid with the fresh snow cover and the cold air. It's going to be frigid. And then for Sunday, we are only in the 20s, mid-20s. That's I think that's all we're going to do. That's going to be it. All right, because this is cold air that was coming down behind this storm system. All right, it's going to come right out of Hudson Bay. So if you take a look at the dew point wind profile, you'll see we've got the north winds and then the northwest winds, and then there's that really dry air that comes in, and this is going to be with the wind. All right, so the temperatures are going to be very low. It's going to be probably the coldest morning of the season following this storm. And then for Sunday, we get a little more of a westerly flow, and the winds are a little lighter. But when you throw in those wind chills, there's going to be blowing snow. It's going to definitely be very wintry around here, that's for sure, after the system is done. So let's look at. Well, might as well go ahead and look at the skies. Let's go to the RGEM here, and we're going to look at the skies. The sky forecast. So here's your sky forecast. Obviously, I don't think we'll see the sun tomorrow, but it's possible. You might see a little glimmer of it in New Jersey before it sets. But you can see it clears out overnight, and then for Sunday, start off with clear skies, and then I think we'll have mostly clear skies. I think it's showing a little cirrus, but I think we'll have a good amount of sunshine. It should be a nice, clear day, but there's going to be a lot of snow around, but it should look absolutely beautiful. And then for sunny clouds for Monday, I don't really want to go beyond that at this point. We got enough to deal with this storm, and I can use the NAM as well to show you the sky as well. This is the NAM, the 0Z NAM, all right, for the sky, and this is, again, Sunday here. So you can see it looks fairly clear, and it should be beautiful with the snow on the ground. And hopefully by then the transit services will be back up and running. But I would try to avoid traveling anywhere tomorrow and let them do their job clearing the roads and rails and stuff like that. So let's go to the windy.com site. So this is the European model. And we can take a look. We just cut right to it. Let's hit net new snow here and see what the Euro is saying. Has 16 over the east end. It has it's putting about a foot over the Pine Barrens, 9.7 over Nassau, Toms River 9.8. So Nassau and the Jersey Shore, I think they're gonna have similar numbers actually. The heavier snow, of course, out east. And so we're gonna have a cold night. That's the one thing we're gonna definitely have after the storm is done. And hopefully there aren't too many power outages. As a result, but we're using this site to show you the winds. So that's the next thing. We'll go to wind gusts here. Let's go to it. Tomorrow morning, 7 in the morning. Let's go to it. 7 in the morning. Here we are, 7 in the morning. And you can see in Nassau, the winds gusting not too bad. Jersey Shore, not too bad. But over Suffolk, is where the stronger wind gusts are going to be 50 mile an hour. That's why they have the blizzard warning for Suffolk and not Nassau. But I think just to play it safe, they should have had it for Nassau too, in my opinion. So you could see that little less wind over. I mean, if Nassau doesn't have a blizzard warning, then the Jersey Shore shouldn't either. Here we are at 2 o'clock, and you can see, again, those stronger winds are over Suffolk County, more or less. Nassau County not dealing with the stronger winds. And by 7 o'clock, we're still dealing with some strong winds here, and 48 miles an hour. So still dealing with those stronger gusts. And you can see the temperature is, let's go to 11 o'clock now. And you can see here, winds are dropping off now. Winds aren't as gusty in Suffolk County anymore. We're only seeing gusts up to 36 miles an hour, less in Jersey. But you can see how cold it is. So when you look at the temperature, I don't know if this is going to show wind chill temperatures. It does not. But it's going to be it's going to feel it's going to be the coldest night of the season for sure after this snowstorm. The snow and the cold and all that other stuff. We can go and look at the waves situation here as well, and see. You can see the elevated surf here. That could be some issues, but again, I'm concerned about those areas, like the north part of Riverhead and the north part of Peconic Bay on the South Fork. That wind could be blowing in areas like Nappyog and stuff like that. Right there, where I have my little hand there. All right. There's also Vent2 Sky, which is another site we can use here, which kind of shows you the snowfall. Kind of shows you the snowfall rate. This uses the HRRR model. So we're showing snowfall rate for 3 hours, but let me make this 1 hour. All right. So here we are. That's what I mean by heavy snow. So this is 4 in the morning. All right. We're getting point sight, almost an inch an hour here. Almost an inch an hour. 4 in the morning. Here's 7 in the morning. Almost an inch an hour, and this is why I think the railroad should be shutting down service. NJ Transit also has service shut down for tomorrow the whole day. Here we are around 9 in the morning, getting those inch an hour rates. Here we are at 11, all right? And you can see Nassau might be starting to lighten up a little bit, especially Jersey, but it's still snowing pretty heavily out in Suffolk County as you go further east, especially toward the Pine Barrens. And here we are at 1 o'clock. Still seeing that heavy snow kind of linger over Suffolk County. Let's go to 3 o'clock, and you can see it's now starting to taper off the heaviest snow. And this, again, is using the HRRR model. So it gives you a general idea of what's going to happen here with this storm. All right, but again, the storm is kind of doing a lot of unexpected things. So, so you got to expect the unexpected. We'll see what it does. Is thunder snow possible? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not. We'll have to see. If you can get into those really heavy bands, maybe. But anyway, with that, let's go ahead and draw up our forecast. So I'm going to draw it up. I'm going to draw it up right here with you. I usually do it before, but we're going to do it afterwards. So this, again, is your high-resolution satellite. You want to show you, this is the MODIS sites. This is what I do. This is how we draw it up. This is what I use to draw it up with. So we just take our satellite image out of here. We put our place labels and coastlines in here. And then we draw out the different colors for the different snowfall rates. All right. So we'll go from heaviest to lightest. So let's start with this right here. All right. So we're gonna draw this area right here. This is gonna be a little different because I usually use our fan view to draw it out, but we're gonna do it this way. All right. Or I guess I could, but let's just do it. We'll do it. All right. So I think the heaviest band is going to set up, honestly, I think it's going to set up it's going to stretch from like Boston down. So this is the heaviest band right here. The heaviest banding, I think, is going to be right over this area. The east end is going to see that heaviest banding. All right? And this heaviest banding area, I say, is going to be probably 15 to 20, all right, in this area right here, is possible, 15 to 20 inches, all right. And the next section we're going to do here, I know it's not going to be as neat because I'm drawing it in real time, but the next little section, the purple section that we have, is going to stretch this through here, through most of Connecticut, into like the probably southeast Connecticut shoreline area into Nassau County, maybe part of the Jersey Shore as well, east of the Parkway. I think this is where you're going to see your 10 to 15 inch amounts, all right? Because I got to add the fluff factor in here, all right? So this is going to be your 10 to 15 inch amounts. Then you go into the other area, all right? We'll draw this in the blue. All right, so this is the other area here. This will be in the blue. This is going to be most of the city and most of New Jersey, I would say, except even most of the Pine Barrens. I think this is going to, Tom's River, you could have wildly varying amounts. Like toward Seaside, you could have closer to 10 inches, but as you go west, it's going to be less. I'm going to go with around 5 to 10 inches in this area right here. All right. So 5 to 10 inches over there. And then past this, it's going to be at less than 5, all right? But this is what this is what I'm thinking is going to happen right now, all right? That we're going to see. All right? And I think it's going to be less than 5 over here, probably less than 5. Philadelphia, you're probably not going to get hit that hard. But I think the heaviest bands will clear this out. But the heaviest bands are going to set up, and we'll draw it in that hot pink again area. The heaviest banding is probably going to set up over Suffolk County, eastern Suffolk County. Right now, it's very hard to predict where the bands are going to set up, but I think right now, it's going to be, this is going to be your area that's going to get nailed. All right, right over here. That's going to be your area that's going to get nailed with the highest amounts. So that's why I think it's going to be the highest amounts is going to be in this area that I circled right here. So as far as if I can make a prediction as to how much snow would fall in various areas, we could just make a guess, or a guess as to how much snow is going to fall in various areas. So let's clear this out here. I think East Hampton, for instance, is going to see 20 inches. All right. Possible out there. All right. I think West Hampton and the Pine Barrens area probably going to see around 15 inches. All right. Western Suffolk, like say Deer Park, I think you're going to have around 10 inches. Well, we'll make it 12. Make it a foot. All right, I think it'll be a foot. 12 inches. Mineola will be 10 inches. All right. The city, I think you're going to see 8 inches in the city. All right. Tom's River, I think you're going to get, as far as Tom's River proper, I'm thinking 9 inches. All right. Tom's River proper, as far as the center of Tom's River, like maybe the downtown area, right? Once you go, downtown's kind of east. 9 inches, I'm thinking more like the western part of Tom's River, like maybe a little more like toward the Pine Barrens in Tom's River, 9 inches. And maybe as you get toward Seaside, it could be closer to 10 or 12. All right? So that's what I'm thinking right now. That's my guess as to what's going to happen, but again, there are a lot of variables with this storm here, but we'll take one last look at it here on the satellite loop getting itself together. Let's show a nice long 96 frame loop of this storm to close this out. But there it is. There you can see it's out over the water and it's gathering strength. And you can already see this is the cold front on the back side of it. So you can already see the back side starting to form. You can see it all just shaping up. It's going to be the biggest storm we've had in a while. But we're kind of overdue for it. Actually, we're quite a bit overdue for a double-digit snowfall. And I think most areas on Long Island are going to get that double-digit snowfall. So that's going to wrap up this update here, this weather update. And again, a lot going on. And I'll keep you posted as the storm moves forward here. But again, this is the current radar. Let's update this radar here. And again, we are under a winter storm warning. We'll go over that one more time before I wrap up this video. You can already see the heavier snow bands already developing over Jersey here, setting up. All right, so the storm, again, there's a lot of unpredictability with this thing, and it's already ahead of schedule, which makes it harder to predict because we thought the worst was going to be during like the late morning hours. Now it's looking like it's going to be an overnight thing. So we'll have to see. We'll keep you posted on all of this. But again, we are under a winter storm warning in Nassau County until 7 p.m. tomorrow, and a blizzard warning for Suffolk County, as well as the Jersey Shore, from 7 p.m. this evening to 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, I do think the blizzard warning should include Nassau County. All right, it doesn't. You don't have to have a lot of snow falling in the sky. All you need for a blizzard warning is sustained blowing snow for more than 3 hours. We're going to have that. We're going to have the cold, and we're going to have the snow blowing around and the visibility restrictions because of the blowing snow. So I think we are definitely meet those criteria, and I expect Nassau County to be added to the blizzard warning sooner than later. So that's going to wrap up this weather update on the snowstorm. And for those who've been waiting for it, enjoy it. I know we were overdue for one. For the rest of us, I mean, look, personally, it's a little too much snow. I'd rather have a little less, but we do need it. We haven't had a big snowstorm in quite a while, and we are overdue for it. The large snowfalls are important for our kettle hole ponds as a water source. They're important in a lot of ways. And they're a part of what a normal winter includes. We usually get at least one, if not a few, large snowfalls here on Long Island. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.